Well, hello there, comrades. Welcome back to our Soviet Union Let's Play. And guys, we are going to do the unthinkable. We're going to go to war with Finland. Now, I know this was historically what would happen anyway, but I'm actually kind of concerned that we're not going to do very well. This is, of course, the first time since I was not exactly very prepared to play the game that I'm going to try and actually do well. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of these units. We're going to form a actual offensive line here, and I don't want to go straight for Helsinki with this army. What I'm going to do with this army is push like this. If I can force myself into Helsinki, I'll allow it, but I really actually just want to push along the front and get a nice little initial push. We've got a second army over here led by Kliment Voroshilov, the vanguards of the revolution, as named by one of the users wanted to name them here. And we're going to go ahead and also select him. And let's take a look over here. And that's right, I think it was Price Manzer that wanted his name in the game. So let's go ahead and call this Manzer's army. And I want to make sure these guys actually follow their orders. So we'll go ahead and control-click. And with this army over here, sorry, not this guy, this army over here, we're going to go ahead and form an offensive line into the country to take Helsinki itself. And if we can take the capital, that's going to be really good. Okay, nope, something's bad, and this is where we immediately know something's screwed up. Let's try that again. We'll select all the units this time. Now, as you guys see, we have some heavy tanks in this particular army, and they're not getting as many supplies as they should be getting. The reason is we actually need to build more heavy tank factories, and that's going to take us a little while. So for now, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to form an offensive line here to take the capital. And let's go ahead and move forward and hope for the best. I mean, really hope for the best, guys. We'll activate. Of course, we're going to minimize this. And we're calling Tanutuva to the war. Alright, we need to try that again. There we go. The attacks have started, guys. Let's see how the war goes. Oh, my goodness. So we've got some tank units pushing here on the east. Vilho Peter Nienonin is going to be defending here. One of the Finnish, and I'm sure I'm mispronouncing the Finnish names. The Finnish names are complex, to say the least. Definitely very complex. We don't have to worry about the lake, of course, here, but we should definitely worry about this left flank. I don't want the enemy breaking through. And we've actually got a few units here of another army, of course, Malinovsky, who fought with the Spanish, and we're going to actually attack with him over here separately. We'll kind of just control him with the custom units, and of course, Mongolia wants to send me free divisions. Why the hell not? I'm also going to go ahead and get these air wings over here. Now, these are naval bombers, so I'm not sure they're going to be very useful against Finland, but we might as well go ahead and bring them as close as possible. So we'll rebase them here. And it's definitely a good idea to go ahead and try to improve our Air Force. Alright, guys. So far things are going pretty well here. And let's just hope this continues. We've got two armies on the case here. And I'm trying to think, what will I do if they offer us peace? I'm thinking I will accept the territories that the Soviet Union accepted in exchange for peace. But we'll have to see how the war's going. If it's going exceptionally well, maybe it's a better idea to just go ahead and take the capital of Helsinki itself. I'm not sure. Let's get these guys over here. We'll do some convoy raiding. Assuming they have any convoys. Alright, pretty nice movement across the line here. Still got more air wings without a mission. Now, these guys could definitely attack here. So there we go. We'll send them to the Finnish front. And let's also go ahead and, guys, select our new technology. I might also want to increase the amount of men we have in our armies. But right now, I'm not going to focus on that too much. I do want to do battlefield support. These things we definitely want to focus on, but at the same time, I'd also like to do atomic research. It's just way too early to do it. So we'll wait a little bit while we improve our infantry. Now over here, 302 days. Once again, that's just a bit too long for us. If we got improved artillery 242, that's once again a little too long for us. Alright, a signal company would actually be pretty useful to our men here. establishing and maintaining communications in the field has always required special skills. Like skilled radio men and logistics men are really going to be helpful. All right, let's take a look at the north here. So far, it's going pretty well here as well. I might as well go ahead and take these guys and go convoy raiding here too. But I'm not sure we're actually going to find anything. We might as well send the guys out though to try and find something. Did not destroy the NKVD tanks. Okay, People's Republic of China wants military access. I'm definitely going to accept that. We want the People's Republic of China to succeed. If we have, obviously, a communist state in East Asia, that's really going to help us out, especially if they can ally with us against the Japanese if we decide to attack them. That decision has yet to be made, of course, whether or not we're going to attack the Japanese or go ahead and just remain at peace with these guys. Make sure that these guys are not trying to push onto the airfield. Okay, let's modify the government just a little bit here. If I can get... There's nothing I can really do in terms of the army. Alright, we've improved the railway network. We definitely want to improve something else here. The Transpolar Flights are a huge thing, but finishing the 5-year plan, especially finishing the armament effort, I think is very important. Our men desperately are in need of new weapons, and, you know, we're not able to create that many factories to supply every single one of them with the best tank or the best rifle. It's just not happening. So we need to be very, very careful here in our advance. Let's go ahead and increase the time span here a little bit. And look at that. We're already pushing in pretty significantly here. Boom. Once again, pushing through. Now over here, we should be doing a lot better. The last thing we need are the Finns taking Leningrad. That would be embarrassing, to say the least. And I'm hoping that the Finns will see reason and go ahead and offer us some of these territories, because at this point, I think it's pretty much the ball is in our court. We're winning this war so far. And if we can keep this up, I mean, that's really, sky's the limit, honestly. Towed anti-tank. Of course, we're going to start increasing this research. And actually, some battlefield support wouldn't be a bad idea. Bombing the enemy's factories or attack bombers. I actually like the battlefield support, so we're going to research formation flying. And here we go. Finland offers concessions. Beautiful. That's what I wanted. I will accept that. We'll say our soldiers are needed elsewhere. We don't want a war with the world, and we've already increased the world tension quite a bit. So we want to go ahead and just basically relax for a bit. We don't want to go crazy. I'm going to go ahead and take these two armies. We'll first of all cancel these orders. And then we're going to take these two armies and select them all and just put them there on the border with the Finns, just in case. Who knows if the Finns decide maybe they want to go ahead and start to take back their territory. We want to be prepared for that possibility. I think it's unlikely, but we want to be prepared anyway. So let's go ahead. We'll do this. Assign our men to it, and there we go. They should start getting in place. Talented new officers, guys. Our new officers are proving up to the task and are adapting to their new roles in the military high command. With a loyal officer corps in charge of our military, Joseph Stalin's purge seems to have some of the effect we hoped for. Awesome, guys. So that actually worked out pretty well. It looks like the purge was a good idea, maybe, at least initially. We want to also set up that second army. And so far, we've got two armies on this border. Not the greatest idea in the world. One of the armies is training. And soon I will stop the training, but I don't see why right now. For our free military factories, we absolutely have got to build the military factories for our tanks. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to add more factories for the T-35. And we still need 8,876. So you guys can see the desperation with which we have to build these factories. Alright, let's try this. This is actually going to improve our research for armor and for armor technology, which is pretty damn good. Let's go ahead and grab that. It's also going to increase our army experience. So I'm going to accept that. hopefully that's going to go fairly well. And it looks like for once our infantry equipment needs are filled. That's actually quite amazing. I'm going to add one more factory there because I know eventually we will need more of those rifles to add to our divisions. And maybe one more civilian factory. Why the hell not? Right in Moscow. Of course, we'll add another military factory in Tula. And as for modifying the government, I don't think we want to modify anything right now, except for maybe pushing our volunteer only up to extensive conscription or even service by requirement. This will actually increase the training time because we're going to have, so many men in our armies that we can't be certain that they're going to be very good units. Limited conscription seems decent. Service by requirement would be pretty crazy. I don't know. I think we're going to have to go by service by requirement. I think it's awesome. And if we do this, obviously, we're never going to run out of men. We just actually built 2 armies right there. We can go ahead and start adding units over here. Let's get some paratroopers as well. And just start increasing this stuff. I've also added over here to the Strelskaya Divizia, I added these heavy tanks, but I think we want to be careful with the heavy tanks because they cost a hell of a lot, and once we add them, we're in a little bit of trouble. So I'm going to actually do some motorized infantry for these guys, the mountain troops, and maybe we'll give them a light tank. There we go. Let's save that. It's going to cost a lot to actually create that, but I think it'll be worth it. And let's also add some Bogichnaya Divizii. As you can see, we've already given them some light tanks, so I'm going to drop them over here. Hopefully we'll start building these very quickly. But you know what? I'm happy with what we've taken. To me, it's acceptable, and I hope that it's a good idea, obviously. But for now, I'm not going to mess too much with world politics. I'm just going to let things happen on their own. I think I am still justifying war with Poland, but I'm not sure how that's going. And it looks like Germany has, of course, moved into Austria. The Anschluss has occurred. And we can take a look here at Poland. We're not justifying a war goal, but we will start justifying a war goal for all of the eastern provinces. So let me pause here for a second. Sorry, wrong country. My apologies. Usually you could select... Alright, there we go. There we go. So we would need more political power to do that. I'll just do this for now. And it actually won't increase the world tension as much. So I think that'll be acceptable. We'll go ahead and try to conquer those parts of Poland. And let's hope that doesn't cause the world to declare war on us. If their country is defended by any country whatsoever, or guaranteed by any nation, I will not bother attacking them. So if the British jump in and start guaranteeing them, there's no way I'll go to war with them. But, who knows? I might go to war with them, I might not. I'm not 100% sure yet. Definitely want those support weapons, and we want them soon before any future wars. Okay. I can actually stop these guys from training. And let's have this army exercise. And the Latvian Freedom Corps, too. Joseph Stalin angered by Polish posturing. You don't say. Almost tempted to reorder these troops back to the Polish front, but I think we have quite enough troops on that front. Nice. German joint air research. Awesome. So we're working with the Germans now to get air research, obviously, in Poland. Or in Poland, excuse me, in our country here. Make sure that we can actually detect the enemies when they're flying over us. That would definitely be an improvement. And I think we should go ahead and start the Transpolar Flights. This is going to increase our air doctrine. It's definitely something we need to focus on if we want to be a compatible nation in the world with those other great nations that go to war in World War II. If we don't have a decent air force, we might as well not even fight, because we'll get our ass handed to us. So we're definitely going to increase the air force there. Got the formation flying done. I'm going to move up on the dive bombing. It's going to take 166 days, but it's well worth it. And we do have a few divisions back here. I don't think these guys were attached to any army. They were just created. So we'll go ahead and start attaching them to certain armies here. Okay, end of the Spanish Civil War. With the surrender of the last Republican strongholds, the Spanish Civil War has come to an end. The nationalists stand victorious, and a new era has begun for Spain. So, just like history actually showed, the nationalists won here. Francisco Franco is in power, and that is definitely a problem for us. It means we can't do anything in the Iberian Peninsula, or very little, I should say. The fall of Nanking. My god. So, the Japanese have conquered Nanking. That's another huge slap to the face. I mean, things are happening kind of like they did in real World War II, but it's scary, because now that the Japanese are on the eastern Chinese coast, this really makes things a lot harder. Alright guys, I hope you're enjoying this series so far. Of course, there's so many possibilities ahead, and I think I have a much better understanding of the game, so we're really going to be doing a lot better here. We haven't had one lack of resources yet, which is pretty awesome, and I hope that continues. But if you guys have any ideas, make sure to put them down below. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Nick or Fex for creating these thumbnails. Take care, guys. Have a great day.